Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Root Beer here, and I'm going to be starting another Canadian Open Math contest in this video. This time it'll be the year 2018 paper. As with any of my math contests, you can get a copy by clicking the very first link down in the description, and I would encourage you to do so. If you get a copy of this paper, it looks a little something like this. It's put out by the fine folks at the CMS, the Canadian Mathematical Society. And, so, you just have to fill in your information here. There's nothing really to see. If you're interested in the instructions, they are all the way at the very bottom of the paper, which, you can sort of see the paper as I scroll through. I'm going to have to scroll a little bit further because it's long because it's the actual booklet that we can read through, but there we go. So important things to, keep track of, that you have 2.5 hours, calculators are not allowed, and the breakdown in the parts. There's 3 parts to the contest, part A, B, and C. Each part is worth, or each question in each part is worth different marks. So the part C questions are worth a bit more, but the rules change for the different parts. Parts A and B are marked the same. You don't have to show your work. But when you get to part C, as they say here, complete work needs to be shown. And this is something the COMC has in common with a lot of sort of harder math contests, that it's not just about the answer you get, it's about the work you show and what you can do. Okay? There's a whole bunch of other stuff, the exact solution stuff, but if you want to read that, you're more than welcome to. As I say, you can get a copy by clicking the very first link down in the description. I'm just going to scroll us all the way back up to question A1, and that's what we're going to take a look at in this video. A1, we're just going to start it off with one question, and in the next video we're going to do A2, and then A3, and so on, until all 12 questions are done. All right. So, A1, suppose x is a real number so that x times x plus 3 is equal to 154. Well, that's a nice quick quadratic. I could probably figure out what x is from there. Or if I really knew my factors of 154, I could probably figure out x from there. What are we being asked for? Determine the value of x plus 1 times x plus 2. So, you can actually do some work and figure out x from here. I'm not going to, because they're telling me something. If I expand this out, x squared plus 3x is 154. What are they asking me for? X plus 1 times x plus 2. That's the value they want to know. No one's asking me for x. So if I can avoid it, if there's a shortcut without me having to rearrange and solve this quadratic, then, that's a better thing for me to try and do, right? So if I expand x plus 1 times x plus 2 out, I'll get x squared. 1 and 2, I'll get 3 x's. And then 1 times 2 is 2. So they tell me x squared plus 3x is 154. They're asking me for x squared plus 3x plus another 2. So this is just 154 plus 2. And so the final answer that we would, just want to fill in down here is 156. And I have no idea what x is. In fact, there's going to be 2 possible values for x. But no one says x has to be a nice, neat integer. It might be. We can actually work out x, in case you're curious. So rearrange this nice little quadratic. Off the top of my head, can I think of 2 numbers that multiply to 154 and differ by 3? So they'd have to be pretty close factors. Things that are close to 154. It's close to 144, which is 12 squared, so maybe, 14 and 11. That should do it. So I'll have x plus 14, x minus 11. That'll work. So you could take x is minus 14 or x is 11. Either one will do the trick. And so, plug in 11 up here, you'll get 12 times 13. And hey, that's 156. Or you'll get minus 13 times minus 12. Either way is fine. But it's much cleaner just to work this out without finding x. And so if you can find little sort of shortcuts, save a second or two here, a second or two there, you eventually find you have more time for the harder questions, the B parts. Or if you're someone who's trying to do really well in the contest, maybe it's your last year, the C parts. Any time we can save for those is good, as long as we don't go too quickly and mess up A part, because that's 4 marks. We want those marks. Anyway, Again, I would strongly encourage you to try out the contest. Try out A2 before watching the next video. Try everything all the way up to C4 before going and watching that or reading the solutions posted by the CMS. Anyway, I will see you in the next video for more of this contest. Until then, have a wonderful day.